but nothing feels new, and I'm still here, waiting for Kush Sessions. I never loved not like you. the doors. I've been looking for something worth fighting for. 'Cause I'm feeling empty. Thoughts are getting heavy. Trying to find something to hold.
Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Monday. Well, look who it is. It isn't Soul. Appreciate the kind words. Yeah, so welcome back to our live stream here on Twitch. Back to it on Monday. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you guys had a good Monday, good start to your week. Yeah, I had a good weekend. What did I do? Honestly, I had a pretty chill weekend. I just worked on music all weekend. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I don't have shows for the next couple weeks, so I'm basically gonna spend the next 2 to 3 weeks just finishing up a bunch of whips so I can play at this desert festival and then Miami Music Week. So yeah, I got plenty of time, thankfully, to work on some stuff. Any hoops. Here's our latest releases. Whip maxing indeed. I got lots of whips. Our recent releases pushed from the man's Dare 80. We got Get Set for myself and Rhiannon Rose. We got our remix compilation on Thick Freakness. Go check that out. We got What Is Love, a free download. We got Steamy Mood. Steamy, excuse me. From our man's Broshi, a nice thick DMB tune. Yo, what's up, Drug Knox? Come and play. I think it's just play. Yeah. Just released that little garage tune last Friday. Or no, not last Friday, but Friday before that. Then we got Rebirth coming out this Friday. And I actually just released a free download, surprisingly, on a Sunday. That was not my choice, though. The label picked that. So I'm just rolling with the punches there. Yeah, I mean, if you want feedback on unreleased, go ahead and submit it into the Google form, and I'll throw it up here. And then we got some shows coming up. Jackson Tree, show 1. It's going to be a festival in the desert. The following day, we're doing our monthly after hours in downtown LA. I will not be playing that one. I actually won't be there, but we have a lot of really dope artists playing that. Snake Bones, Koshka, Vakult, Nash, Riley, and Dare 80 back-to-back Dutch Dennis. And then lastly, we have our Miami Music Week show. If you guys are in Miami for Music Week, definitely come through. It's free. Just RSVP at that little link there. And lastly, we got our sponsor, Eargasm earplugs. If you guys need earplugs for shows, go ahead and go to eargasm.com. Use code Phantom10 for 10% off. All right. Holokin, you just coincidentally are first, which is dope. Dope for you for, first time here, and you're the first one to go. So yeah, for those of you who guys have been here, you guys know the deal. I take these tracks first come, first serve as I receive them on the Google form, which is how you guys submit. You must be present in the chat in order to get your track reviewed. If you're not here, I'll just skip you. If you show up again, I will put you back in the queue. What else? Yeah, and then if you guys want to skip the line for any reason, you guys are more than welcome to. You can either use your channel points or submit money to the bottom left there. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, up to you. The amount is also up to you. I'm not going to make you send a bajillion dollars. I would take a bajillion dollars, but I wouldn't ask you to do that. All right. First up, we got Holokin. I'm just gonna read out the queue real quick so you guys know where you're at. We got Holokin first, Chris Michael second, Minty Cat third, Daddy JP fourth. Oh, Daddy JP, your link just went. Okay, there we go. It works. Smile number 5, Giorgio number 6, Dot Zip number 7, and Alexander number 8. Oh, Soul submitted a tune also. All right. We got Drug Knox here and Soul. All right. Yeah, and like I said, this line might go quick. Yeah, yours submitted properly. It looks okay. Yeah, this line might go quickly, but if you guys need to skip, you guys are more than welcome to. First up, we got Holokin with some drum and bass. Nice. Yeah, super dope way to start the stream. Very cool sound selection, sound design, really retro. Feels like an older, I'd say like an older PlayStation game. Yeah, like early 2000s. like one of those racing games, or like fucking like one of those like snowboarding games or something. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah, super dope idea. It looks like the chat enjoyed it as well. Very nice intro. Definitely feels like an older video game. Really nice 808s. Love these breakbeats. You definitely used a lot of breakbeats in here, which is very nice, very typical. Drum and bass. Nice build up. Really nice energy going up from your intro into that build into the drop. Very nice sound selection and sound design on the drop. Really lovely energy. Very nice variations. Nice like kind of like turnarounds and fills. I think he did a really good job of like kind of transitioning between sections, which is very nice. Again, very nice layers and variations. Definitely did a good job of keeping the interest. Solid arrangement. And then yeah, back into that second break, and then another build up into the second drop, and the second drop felt like it was, you know, a little bit different from the first drop, but definitely had that same sort of energy and vibe. And then overall, very clean mix. My only piece of feedback that I have for this is that I feel like the drop sections, the sub could probably hit much harder. Because you do have a nice low end, especially when that 808 kind of pops up in the intro and the outro. But I wasn't getting as much sub and low end in the drop sections. I was getting a lot of like really nice sound design and chords and mid bass and all that other stuff. But what really was like kind of missing was a very strong sub. And I hear it there. I think it just needs a boost, you know? We just need more thickness is what I'm getting at. Especially for drum and bass. But that's honestly the only thing that I heard. Everything else here sounds fantastic. Great sound design, great sound selections, really nice ear candies. You know, and a lot of times when I hear like instrumental tracks, like I'm always like, oh, we should have a vocal in this. Like the reality is like I don't even think this needs a vocal. It has so many like other kind of interesting thing. It has so many other interesting things going on. A lot of melodic hooks and variation changes that I don't think it necessarily even needs like a vocal hook to kind of carry it. Yo, what's up? What's up? But yeah, that's really the only thing I heard was just a more substantial kind of sub. Yes, you may. All right. Good job, Pelican. Do we got Chris Michael here? Yeah, man. I think usually about 10 years is. I mean, and it shows, honestly. I think your production is very, very kind of fine tuned, very dialed in for sure. But yeah, usually about 10 years is about the time where, you know, it kind of like takes off. When your production really gets in that kind of pocket, you know. All right, Chris Michael. I'm assuming this is Chris Michael because Chris Michael always sends in Dropbox links. Honestly, that would not surprise me because the reality is like I think a lot of people end up using like Fruity Loops just to kind of and that's the reality. That I agree with Soul too. The DAW really doesn't matter. It's really just about putting the reps in and just kind of like getting the ideas out, getting the reps in. Yeah. You know, there's some really fucking. There's still producers to this day that are like touring the world and they still use Fruity Loops. Like, really, the DAW doesn't really matter that much. Ugh. All right. Do we have Chris Michael here? I'm giving Chris Michael one more chance. Going once. Going twice. Okay, no Chris Michael today. Might show up later. We'll see. Do we got Minty Cat? Excuse me. Minty Cat in the chat. Minty Cat. Looks like we have another one not here. Minty Cat going once. Minty Cat going twice. All right, no Minty Cat. Do we got Daddy JP? I believe Daddy JP is here. I saw him in the chat a second ago. Yes, sir. Okay, we got one. Let's dive into Daddy JP's tune here. Till your feet hurt.
Till your feet hurt. Dance till your feet hurt. Groove to the rhythm and don't wait for me first. Dance till your feet hurt. Dance till your feet hurt. Groove to the rhythm and don't wait for me first. Dance till your feet hurt. Wait for the beat first. Move when the beat turn. Groove to the rhythm and don't wait for me first. Dance till your feet hurt. Wait for the beat first. Move when the beat turn. Groove to the rhythm and don't wait for me first. Dance till your feet hurt. 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 Groove to the rhythm and don't wait for me first. Dance till your feet hurt. The beat first, and move when the beat turn. Groove to the rhythm and don't wait for me first. Dance till your feet hurt. Wait for the beat first, and move when the beat turn. Groove to the rhythm and don't wait for me first. Dance till your feet hurt. 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 Groove to the rhythm and don't wait for me first. Dance till your feet hurt. Groove to the rhythm and don't wait for me first. Dance till your feet hurt. Groove to the rhythm and don't wait for me first. till your feet hurt.
Banger. Yeah, this is a fucking groover too, man. I could definitely hear this being played out in a club easily. Super groovy tune. Really dig the sound choice, sound design. Yeah, and the vocals fantastic. Is this so? Obviously, this is the collaboration. Is this what one other producer, one vocalist, or what's the deal here? Bombastic. It's a good word. Oh, two other producers. Okay. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. You're the vocals. Get out of town. Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. Yeah. So let's go to the chat because the chat had a lot to say here. Um, Holokin says wacky house subgenre. I think the sub could have a bit more punch to it with a stronger pitch envelope. Good stuff. Love the melodic line over top. Soul said, so far the only feedback I have is I'm not a fan of that ride symbol. There isn't anything else to really criticize in this. The idea is super sick. Oh, I scrolled up a little bit further. Alexander says, I love this. Drums are a tad bit dry for my liking. A little more reverb. And yes, the vocals are going nasty. The chops add a lot of... Oh, he didn't finish his sentence. Oh, excuse me. And then Holokin says, I think the ride can maybe just benefit from a bit of boost to the high end and a bit of dip in the high mids. Yeah, you could definitely play around with that. I think that's it's definitely something to consider. Okay. Any hoops. Very nice bass line. You can definitely tell there was a bit of automation on it too. You know, kind of closes and opens on that release. I mean, for lack of a better term, it's a very basic sound, but it's super effective. Like, it's a very strong sound for that bass line. And it gives you this very, very solid groove, which is fantastic. The ear candy is nice in here, basically just from start to finish. You even had like these little ear candies in the intro, and you kind of just keep that going through all the drops, and even through the kind of breaks and stuff. Very nice drums, solid leads and lead vocal. The vocal is fantastic. I like the filtering, like the processing on that vocal. Very nice energy in the build. The drop is fantastic. Again, really nice sound design and really nice ear candy. Definitely did a good job of keeping things interesting, adding in variations and whatnot. And then nice change up on the second drop. Basically, the first drop was a little bit more kind of vocal heavy. The second drop was a little bit more melodic heavy. You added in like a secondary lead, which was very nice. Nice drum layers. I do agree with Alexander though. Maybe you could add in a smidge more reverb on the drums, just to kind of give it a little bit more depth and space. The breakdown is fantastic. I really love these chords here that you got going on.
The move when the beat turn, groove to the rhythm and don't wait for me first. Dance till your feet hurt. 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 Dance till your feet hurt.
Yeah, very, very fantastic chords there. Adds in some nice variation, change before we get back into this final drop. Very solid arrangement. Nice little melodic fill as the second pre-drop over there, and then you also add in those little like melodic fills too, as kind of like at the like turnaround sections too, which is really nice. Yeah, the only piece of feedback that I have is I agree with Alexander. Maybe just a smidge more reverb on the drums. I didn't hear the same thing on the. Oh, my mic is down. Okay, I turned it up a little bit more. Does that help? Fantastic, Mr. Bombastic, Elefantastic. So, yeah, a little bit more reverb on the drums, and I didn't really hear the same thing about the rides. Maybe you can play around with that. I think Holokin said maybe add a little bit more of a boost on the high highs and a little bit more of a dip on the low mids. Maybe something to play around with. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. This is a fantastic tune now. Daddy JP, this is pretty much ready to go. If you guys want to send this out to labels, it's pretty much good to go. I would definitely play this out live for sure. Hell yeah. Good job, Daddy JP. All right. Alexander used a skip. So we'll put him up next. Yeah, no problem, man. Hell yeah, brother. All right. Let's do it. Nice. Yeah, really dope dub you got going on here. Obviously, it's just a whip. This doesn't feel like a fully flushed out arrangement, but so far I'm liking the idea. Especially love the bass line. The bass line's really sick, really heavy. Got some nice distortion on there. Very solid groove. Culo. It definitely fits the phrasing of the vocal, which is really nice. It kind of sits in that pocket there, which is cool. So my notes here, the first word I put down when I heard like the drum intro was just speedy, which is cool. I really dig this tempo. This is where I write a lot of my own stuff. Between like 130, basically between like 132 to like 142 is essentially where I mostly write my music. But this feels like a little bit like 138 to 140 right now. But yeah, really speedy. I like it. Very solid intro. 142 exactly. Oh, I was off. Very nice bassline groove. Solid build up. I like the drop. I think the vocal does a lot of the heavy lifting here, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, especially for a dub. I mean, typically like something like this, it's gonna be mostly just for dance floor, and it just kind of like to get like a dance floor reaction. So with that respect, it's definitely gonna achieve the effect that you want. I don't think you need to get too crazy and add in like all this melodic stuff in there. I mean, you could, if you wanted to add in some more variation, you could definitely do like a 16 bar section where you kind of go into like some crazy sound design if you wanted to. But if you wanted to just keep this like kind of like a vocal heavy sort of groover, you could definitely do that. I did put here though that I think the drums need a bit of variation. The drums feel very consistent. They feel kind of loopy in a way. And I think I noticed consistently there's a ride here that has like a really long tail. And it's pretty much almost constant through the whole drop. So I probably would use that ride probably later on in the drop, just as kind of like as like a secondary layer to kind of build up more energy. But yeah, I think primarily I would put in some more drum variation. Typically, I usually start with like a closed hat, first 8 bars, open hat, second 8 bars, and then a ride the third 8. Or you can add in like other variations, like a side snare, shakers, tambourine, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think just adding in some nice drum variation over the course of the drop will kind of make it feel like there's some variation and change coming in every 8 bars. So yeah, definitely some drum variation would be much appreciated here. And then going in from that first drop into the second break, I would probably cut a little bit of the lows in the sub so you could still have a nice top end, like mid top end with all that distortion there. But I would probably pull out some more of the low end in that that break section, just so that the whole beat has some time to breathe there. I would probably do the same thing with the kick too. Maybe a little bit of filter on the low end, just so that you can kind of still keep the momentum, the tempo, the groove kind of going still, but without keeping that low end there, so that once it comes back into the drop, it's a lot more impactful. And then yeah, I think you did a good job going into that second drop. But yeah, obviously I think the arrangement still needs to be developed further. So yeah, definitely kind of add in some new changes into that second drop, and then obviously make the second drop longer, and then put in an outro as well. One other thing that I noticed mix wise is the sub has like a little bit of a click on the transients, so maybe something to be mindful of. Maybe it's just like it's either like, typically whenever I hear clicks on the transient, it's either a sidechain thing where the sidechain is kind of like decapitating your transient, or it could be the attack on whatever soft synth you're using, so you could probably just push up the attack a little bit more, or modify your sidechain ever so slightly, or you could even push back the note on so it's not hitting exactly on the one, maybe just ever so like a couple milliseconds off. But yeah, you can try any of those different ways to kind of make sure you don't get any clicks on your sub. But yeah, overall, very dope idea. I think it's a really good. You'll definitely get some nice reactions on the dance floor with a dub like this for sure. Hell yeah, good job, Alexander. Very nice whip. Whip, baby. Whip it right. Yeah, no problem, man. All right, we got Smile here. You're all right. All righty then. Hell yeah. Fucking banger. Yeah, I don't see me personally. I don't have an issue with getting vocals from Suno. I think I really only have an issue when people are using Suno to write entire songs, because I think that takes away from the entire creative process. I can see using Suno to just do the vocals, um, only because honestly, at the end of the day, when I'm writing music and I'm trying to find a vocalist, sometimes it takes fucking forever. So it really just slows down my process. I tend to write music. It usually is like a drawn out process for me, but if I don't have like a really strong hook, it basically just entirely stops the process. So if I'm waiting like weeks on end from a vocalist to kind of just like listen to an instrumental and write something on top of it, it could be upwards of like 2 to 3 months sometimes of just getting a vocalist to like sit down and write something for me. And I really don't like using Splice because everyone and the mother uses Splice. So like really, that leaves me with the option of either doing my own vocals or using Suno to write vocals for me. So in the end, I'm still having to put together like lyrics and all that shit too. So I don't have a problem with using Suno to make vocals. I think I only have an issue with Suno basically writing entire tracks. I think that basically just takes out the whole creative process. Yeah, I think it's can still genuinely be creative, if you're just using it just for vocals. But yeah, I digress. Yeah, very sick song. Very very big low end, which is sick. Um, at first I put here nice horns, but then after like listening through it, I realized that was the vocal. Basically, you just had a lot of reverb on it, and it was filtered in such a way that it actually sounded like almost like a trumpet to start with. But then yeah, as it kind of just like opens up and evolves, you can kind of hear that it's a vocal, which is very interesting. Actually, I had this thought the other day. I was watching this video of Sade singing a song live, and she was kind of like playing around with her vocals, um, and just like basically like just like microphone control, um, in such a way that it sounded like a trumpet. And I was like, dude, that's fucking sick. Like, how do people do that, man? Just like, I mean, a person's vocal is such a like unique, amazing instrument, and people just know how to manipulate it in such a way that it can sound like a fucking trumpet and shit. It's crazy. Fucking crazy, man. But yeah, I digress. Really nice vocal, nice crispy hats, very nice reverb, processing on that vocal. The drop is fat. I love the sub. Overall, very nice sound design. I think he did a good job of like just keeping that momentum moving forward. Lots of energy. Very nice tempo here. Excuse me. I put here, I would probably put some transitional effects going between the first drop and this breakdown. You can hear a little click there too. I think that's probably a kick or just like a little bit of a artifact. But you hear a little click there. I don't know, probably something really easy to clean up. But yeah, I would have probably put some transitional effects right here, just to kind of ease the listener that like the ending of this drop is coming, and then we're kind of moving into this breakdown. You definitely still had some like risers and stuff going into the second drop, so yeah, no issue there. And I might also put in a mix out section outro on this as well, just to make it easier for DJs to mix in, mix out. Yeah, that's honestly the only thing that I really noticed. Little click right there at the end of the first drop, some transitional effects, and then a little outro to kind of make it easier for DJs to mix out. But yeah, very dope. Sick tune. Good job, Smile. Hell yeah, brother. Excuse me. No problem. No problem, Bob. Do we have Giorgio? Giorgio. over here making old man noises. All right. Soul City collab money. I want that bitch to pay. Sick. Yeah, really sick idea. Initially when I first heard it, I kind of had that like Melbourne Ballots sort of bass line. Bum, 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 bum. Um, but yeah, really cool. It kind of feels a little bit nostalgic for me in a way. Um, yeah, very solid groove. I know I miss Melbourne too. Yeah. Yeah, very nice vocal. I dig the filtering. I think you did a good job of introducing the vocal. Um, Solid drums. I probably I probably would have shortened the tail on the clap a little bit. It does feel a little bit long. I would have just like tightened it up a little bit. Um, Nice energy on the build. Very fat drop. The low end is fantastic here, as well as the side chaining as well. Really cool ear candy and sound design. Got like this that really big kind of like almost like uh, it's like a kind of like it's like a foghorn, but not like a drumming based foghorn. It's more like a tech house kind of foghorn kind of thing going on. But yeah, it's sidechained very well. You can definitely hear that pump when the kick comes in. Very nice layers and variations. Very solid arrangement and flow. And then you go into that second breakdown. Gotten like a nice little kind of breakbeat sort of vibe. And then nice energy in that second build, and then you basically have like a full breakbeat sort of drop. Again, I put here nice side chaining. The one other thing that I put here besides the clap thing is I would probably in that second drop I would eventually move back into 4x4. So I would definitely start the drop doing that kind of breakbeat sort of vibe and pattern. I think that's definitely the move. And you did it very seamlessly too. It feels very smooth and and seamless. Yeah, I think eventually, maybe after the first 8 or after the first 16 bars, I would move into like a 4x4 pattern again, just for some familiarity. So it kind of puts the listener back into the main idea. You could try that. If you don't like it, you could stick with what you have. I think arrangement wise, it still works. But yeah, I would try messing around with going back to 4x4. But yeah, overall, very dope tune. Definitely feels a little bit nostalgic of Melbourne, but a little bit more modern of an idea. Hell yeah. Good job, Giorgio. Nice one. All right, do we have .zip? The man's .zip. No problem, man. We in here. All right, let's dive in.
Baby, I'm moonstruck. I feel like I'm on the moon from all of the shrooms I used up. Please don't talk to me, cause honestly I'm too fucked. I might go past the moon if I've been doing too much. That I'm moonstruck. Yeah, baby, I'm too drunk. I'm at the after party, I went to the back and I threw up. Went out to the balcony so I can breathe some fumes up. I'm stargazing constellations, feeling too numb. Yeah, I'm moonstruck. I said that I'm moonstruck.
Nice one, bruv. Yeah, I'm digging this so far. Obviously, this just feels like a whip because we have like the intro, build up, and then first drop. But yeah, it's what you have here so far sounds fantastic. I really dig the vocal. I like how dynamically it definitely evolves. So it kind of starts off like kind of a bit more spoken word, kind of like calm, and like once you get deeper into the drop, it sounds a little bit more gritty and almost like angry a little bit. Um, I don't know what the fuck to do with the second drop. Yeah, you're just gonna have to start getting creative with the sound design, I think. Um, I mean, you probably could even save that kind of more angrier vocal for the second drop, as opposed to like using it right there. I would probably shorten this first drop to only, because right now it looks like it's probably about 8, 16, 32, 40, 40 bars. So I would probably shorten this to, I would shorten this first drop to 24 bars. So basically three 8-bar sections. And then you can kind of basically remove those last 2 bars and use them for the second drop. Because I think having that more kind of like angry, more guttural vocal will be a good kind of builder. What I mean by builder is that basically it's like it's gonna add in the kind of change and variation that you want in a second drop. It's more greedy, it's more angry. It definitely has a kind of like a tonal shift essentially. And then you can kind of just repeat the vocal you have right here in the second breakdown. Because you have tons of vocal content here to play around with. And I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to repeat some of it, you know? Because I mean, that's basically a hook anyways. You kind of want, repeatable, kind of memorable phrases. So yeah, you can basically just use this section almost verbatim and copy that as like a second breakdown, and then use this last portion here to start off your second drop. But yeah, I think for a second drop, you're definitely gonna have to start playing around with some more sound design. But I think this is definitely a good start for the track. And the other thing I'm definitely gonna mention, I think I've mentioned this on your other tracks too, more drum variations. You have very consistent kick, hat, snare. But that hat is basically unchanged through the whole track, so it's just a I do like the fills that you have here, which is really nice. But adding in some drum variations, shakers, rides, open hat, closed hat, even some side snares, stuff like that, just to kind of keep the beat a little bit more variable, so it doesn't feel so kind of loopy, you know what I mean? Thankfully you have the vocal there to kind of break up a lot of the kind of loopiness, but I wouldn't rely entirely on just the vocal and the bass line. So it's always good to have like other variations just to kind of keep things fresh. But yeah, this is a very, very good start. Definitely worth developing out further for sure. I think you have tons of vocal content to play with. Yeah, you could definitely write a 6-second drop too. Hell yeah. Good job, .zip. Very thick tune here. Hell yeah. All right, Drug Ducks. Hey, no problem. I'm the feature on the track. Had a guy from Insta that wanted me on their track. Hopefully it pushes my listeners on Spotify since I just started making music. He got 40K monthly, so we'll see. Yeah, okay, cool. Sounds good. Let's give this a listen.
Why the fuck you talking, Ricky? No, I get him more down. That pussy run his mouth. I find that Eddie by the hunt down. That chopper on my hip is by the see some pussy butt now. Nah, I don't give a fuck now. I'm chilling with my blunts out. I'm talking on that smoke, yeah. drugs I've been taking, I don't know. With those lines, is it killers, is it snow? Don't keep my vibe, I'ma do it, I don't know. I'm getting high on everything until I'm gone. With drugs I've been taking, I don't know. With those lines, is it killers, is it snow? Don't keep my vibe, I'ma do it, I don't know. I'm getting high on everything until I'm gone, yeah, look what you know about that. You a pussy, you a lame, look what you know about that. Step the caps, they in your lane, I know you cold like that. Look what you know about that, look what you know about that, yeah. What you know about it, yeah. What you know about it, what the fuck, hey, yo. Got one in the chamber, feel no danger. Got my guns out like try to play you dumb. Now make this motherfucker run out. It's that drum boy coming from the south. You know I'm never hiding my surprise. You run that sun out. Ain't talking evidence, yeah, for that money. Never been it out, yeah, smoking gas. I'm fucked up. This clock gonna make you shut up. Cold, I'm breaking if you rush up. Yeah, papa saying I'm fucked to take another feeling drugged up. Yeah, I can lie. I'm way too righteous. Leave me in my slumber. MOD until I'm under. MOD made on drugs till I'm in that ground. You ain't never heard of me, yeah, bitch, you move around. Free my brother out the pound, you know we holding that shit down. You ain't never heard of me, yeah, you ain't fucking with that sound. Bitch, what you know about it? Get it fucked up in that class, like what you know about it? Yo, bitch, what you know about it? See that blood right down my face, like what you know about it?
Nice one. All right, he's got ads right now, so I'm gonna go pee real quick. What? Oh, all right. All right, they're done. But yeah, I'm still experimenting since it's the 5th track so far. Yeah, super cool. This isn't the normal type of music that I listen to, but that doesn't really matter anyways. Music is music regardless. Yeah, this is really cool. I really like the melodic sample that's going on in the background. It's a little bit like ominous and kind of creepy, but I mean that kind of fits the overall kind of tone and theme and vibe. All right. Very nice melodic sample, very gritty vocals. I think the vocals are really cool. They have this nice tonality, kind of crunch to them, but they're also very clear. Like you can definitely understand pretty much everything that the vocal is saying. The low end is very nice, very solid drum beats. I put here, I think there's a little bit too much delay on the vocal. Although the vocal is very clear, you have like a very strong kind of dry signal. There is like a wet signal from the delay that kind of just like feels like you're swimming in it almost. I don't think using the delay is a bad thing by any means. But I think like just the release on that delay is pretty long. So I probably would just kind of just like bring that in a little bit more. Just something to think about. Again, I put the vocals very clear though. Very solid rhythm, sits in the pocket nicely. I would probably also kind of cut a little bit more of the low end off on the vocal. Just because there's like a lot of lows on there. You don't want it to kind of interfere with your 808. So I think where the vocals mixed is actually perfect because it's definitely very present It's very you can obviously definitely hear what the vocal's saying. So yeah, it's definitely at the right volume, and it's not really interfering with too much more. But I would still cut off a little bit more of the low end on it, just so that it's not interfering with the 808. Yeah, and then overall, just very solid arrangement and flow. It was really easy to follow along on this track. Just to know where like the verse was, and then where like there was kind of like a little bit of a break. But overall, yeah, very very solid tune. Yeah, good job, Drug Knox. Thick tune. Hell yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So just 3 different versions. Do we got Soul in the chat? Soul, then I don't know who this is. Red Eye after that. Chris Michael and Zasher. Soul is here. Okay. I'm just gonna play the radio edit because that's gonna probably be the easiest one.
A plane, stay, she get away, driving by like a jagged delay. Take it, make it true, think it, but sure. Way up no more, steady encore, steady encore. Yeah, she wearing Dior, yeah, she wearing Dior. Style, style, this is court. Careful what you wear, if you can afford. You got it, come here, baby. Styling, jump on it, I'm your girl. I'm here for you, baby. Just so you know, come take me.
Nice. Yeah, no, honestly, I really love the vocal. Whoop. It's gonna play the full version now. Yeah, I really love the vocal. The vocal works really well. Admittedly, in the intro, I think her intro vocal, it gets a little bit busy, for lack of a better word. But I think once it kind of hits that build up section and then into the drop, I think it's perfect. It was just that intro thing.
A play, stay, she get away, driving by like a jacket delay. Take it, Pikachu, pick it for sure. Way up for more, steady on court, steady on court. Yeah, she wearing Dior, yeah, she wearing Dior. Style,
Yeah, it just feels like there's a lot going on with their vocal in that intro part. If you could simplify it, I mean, I would try to simplify it, but I mean, if it is, it is what it is. The main feedback I'm looking for are the rap vocals in the first 15. I like I just said, the reality is, I don't think it's a bad idea, having that kind of rapped thing, but again, I think it is kind of busy. So, especially for an intro, I think it is too busy. If I was to use that kind of wrapped portion of it, I would probably use that in the second breakdown, because you already have the main idea pretty established. And then in the second breakdown, you could kind of put it in there as kind of like this nice, like, change up variation. Yeah. And then I think, with this initial intro, this like first 15, you can basically kind of just like repeat the main hook, but like just basically just keep it filtered. So it's kind of just like slowly building it in, you know?
style. This is court. Careful what you wear. I'm your girl.
Pretty much almost like what you're doing right here. I would probably just do that here and then use the rap vocals over here, basically. Just flip them. But yeah, this sounds fantastic so far. I already love that vocals haven't break. Very nice vocal, really nice lead. I like the little boom, boom, bum, 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 boom, boom, bum, bum, bum. The sound on that is very nice too. Has a nice vibe to it. The vocal processing, one thing that I was going to mention, I do love the vocal, but the vocal processing, I think there's a little bit too much wet. So what I would probably do is just like split the signal, have a little bit of dry so that the dry is kind of like front and center, but then you can have like a secondary wet signal in parallel, with like the flanger and the reverb and all that stuff. But I think having a strong front and center vocal, especially for like this, I think, for this vocal in particular, yeah, maybe. I mean, if you have two signals in parallel, if you have dry and wet right next to each other, I think that would be great. Maybe, yeah, just bring down the wet ever so slightly. But yeah, that main dry signal should definitely be like mono centered. And then the rest of that wet signal can kind of be, swimming around, Really energetic drop. I like the sound design. The sub is lovely, but that main bass lead is a little bit too loud, I think. I guess at the same time, now that I'm hearing it side by side with the vocal, they are kind of compatible in that way. In context, like the vocal and that main lead are kind of like playing back and forth. They're both pretty loud, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that they're kind of like the stars of the show. I would just make sure that they don't overpower the rest of the mix. So maybe just like one quick mix down session where you kind of get everything kind of in balanced and stuff. I think that would be a good thing to do before you wrap up everything. Nice arrangement overall. I love the introduction of the M1 in that second breakdown. I put here, are you panning the vocal? But you already answered that. You already answered my question. Because I could feel it moving kind of like around. It was almost like it was swimming left and right. I put here, I like the fake out on that second drop, but I do feel like there's a little bit too much highs on that main bass lead. And also the snare roll, the snare lead in is a little bit loud too. So like, yeah, there's a little bit too much highs in that. So maybe, yeah, just, you don't have to like completely dip out that top end, but maybe, you know, I would just tone down the top end just ever so slightly. Yeah, because it can get a little bit abrasive, I guess is the best word for that. But yeah, overall super solid idea. Really, most of my feedback was just mixing and processing stuff. I think the actual like sound and the sound selection and the vocal, everything, you know, structurally is fantastic. Hell yeah. Good job, Soul. Good to see that you're back in writing tunes again. Fucking with the tapestries. Thanks, man. Yeah, no problem, man. Bump, 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 bump. All right. Ooh, I don't know whose tune this is. 5861. 5861. I don't know who this is. You are welcome to be bold. Right there. There's the link. Whose tune is this? Oh, I think it was Murid. And the section it says, anything else I need to know about this track? You put German and 3 people on the song, including myself. German. Murid. It's Murid here. He said he was gonna go have a cigarette. I don't know if he came back or not. That's you here. Okay, maybe he's not here. Murid going once. Murid going twice. Okay, no Murid. Do we got Red Eye? Red Eye in the chat. Red Eye, Chris Michael, Zasher, Minticat, Murid. Red Eye is here. Okay, let's do it.
Won't you let me love you, love you? Won't you let me love you, love you?
Nice one. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't listen to a whole lot of techno myself. It's not really my cup of tea per se. But from what I did hear here, it sounds fantastic. All the mix is very, very clean. I will say that absolutely. It's very, very clean mix. The kick is fat and the bass line is also equally fat. What do I got here in my notes? Yes, we're only doing one submission per person, por favor. Very nice vocal. I like how it basically just right off the bat it starts with the vocal, kind of introduces you to like your main kind of hook here. Fat kick and bass line, very nice hats, very crispy. Overall mix sound is very, very clean. Nice variations and layers. The drop is fat. I like the ear candy stuff that you got going on. Very nice melodic ideas, melodic layers, kind of like sitting up on the top. Definitely keeps the track interesting. Love the breakdown and overall just super solid arrangement. The only piece of feedback that I have is that I would have liked a little bit more drum variation. I know with techno it tends to be a little bit more simplistic on the drums, but you probably could have added in like a little bit of a ride layer at some point, just as a little bit of a variation. But that's really the only thing that I really noticed. Like I said, everything else here is fucking solid. Mixed down super clean. The low end is very dialed in. Very nice vocal hook and very nice ear candy and melodic ideas. Yeah, that's really it. It's a very, very, very small thing. It's just a little bit more drum layers, and I think it's good to go. Good job, Red Eye. Thick tune here. Some thick techno. Hell yeah. Do we got Chris Michael in the chat? Did Chris Michael make it back? Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Chris Michael is still here. Hell yeah. Okay. We got Chris Michael up next. Then Zasher, then 50 Mochi. And I don't know if Minty Cat or Murid came back. But yeah, let's do Chris Michael.
Long ago, far away, in a land of yesterday, there's a place I've never been, where dreams are made of. Like a star lights the way, or some distant memory. Maybe someone's telling me I should hang on. I feel it now. Get it
Nice one. Yeah, I definitely remember this track. I think previously, because there's that tempo change. I think previously there was issues with vocal timing going from that lower tempo. I want to say it was like probably like around like 140 ish, going into like that drum and bass tempo is like, which is like probably like 174, 172 or something like that. So yeah, I think last time there was a little bit of vocal timing, primarily just in this section, but you definitely fixed it. It definitely feels like it sits in that tempo change, and I know that's kind of difficult to do. Um, a tempo change, especially with the vocal too. But I think if you automate it correctly, it'll definitely sit. But yeah, now it definitely sits in the pocket a lot better than previously. So yeah, definitely hear the improvement there. Um, I think most of the other stuff I kind of went over the last time. Um, yeah, just fantastic. I think I really love the change, kind of juxtaposition between the two different genres here. Kind of more like speed house going into like kind of like more drum and bass. Um, Sound design is fantastic. The vocals fantastic. Very nice vocal processing. Um, yeah, there are some little bits where the vocal timing just needs like a little bit of nudge here and there, but I think for the most part, it's very much on point. Um, the only other piece of feedback that I have is the second drop. Some of your lead sounds, I think I kind of mentioned it last time. Some of the mid basses, dynamically, some are louder than the others, so they kind of just need to be balanced out a little bit more. And also, I might change the snare on the drum and bass section. I don't know if it's the same snare as the first. Yeah, it almost feels like there's two different snares. I might. No. Okay, you have ads. Take me higher. Take me higher. We back. Chris Michael, you back? Mm-mm-mm. Oh, 30 seconds. Okay. Boo, 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 boo. Ugh. Yes, I very much so am a producer. Apparently, I'm like, no problem, man. So yeah, last thing I said was the juxtaposition. I like that juxtaposition between the two, um, different drops. You got like kind of more like a speed house vibe in the first one, and then drum and bass in the second one. Um, my only main piece of feedback is, um, the second drop, the leads there, the mid basses. I think those kind of need to be balanced out a little bit more. Um, yeah, because dynamically some are a little bit louder than others. I think that's kind of something I mentioned the first time you sent this track in. But yeah, I think mix wise, those need to be kind of dialed in a little bit more. And then the snare. The snare on the second drop feels different from the one in the first drop. And I just kind of played them back to back, and they definitely sound different. Which isn't a bad thing, but I'm not the biggest fan of the snare on the second drum and bass drop. I think it needs something a little bit more. Right now, it feels more like a clap. It needs like a snare. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? I might even mess around with using the same snare from the first drop. as long as it kind of punches through a little bit. But if it doesn't work, definitely try to find something kind of feels very drum and bassy, kind of has that drum and bass sort of vibe. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you. This is a fantastic track. Yeah, it just needs to be dialed in a little bit on the mix on the second drop, and maybe a new snare. Hell yeah. Thick June. All right. Do we got Zasher in the chat? I'm here. All right. Zasher, then 50 Mochi. Let me see if we got anybody else. Okay. That's it. All right. Zasher, then 50 Mochi. And I think that's it. Nice. Dude, that low end is fucking crazy, man. That low end is nasty. You know, and at some point I was like, oh man, that low end's kind of too loud. But the reality is like I kind of fuck with it that it's kind of loud like that. Because it's basically like most of the mix. But like there's not a whole lot of other stuff kind of getting in its way, you know? It's kind of just like sitting there rocking out. I saw in your notes you were concerned if the drops fit the breakdowns. And I think they absolutely do, but I would probably consider one slight change. This vocal is fantastic. I will say that. I think it just needs to be introduced sooner. It needs to be introduced like way over here instead of halfway through the track. So even if you bring it into the first breakdown build up in a more kind of minimal slimmed down version, I think that's the move. You have to introduce that vocal a little bit sooner. Maybe not as energetically, but like a smaller phrase, just so that it kind of just gives the listener something to latch onto as far as the hook goes. And also, in order to kind of tie in your drop and your breakdown, you should have some callback to the vocal. So there should be at least one portion of the vocal phrase in the drop section at some point. Always the easiest place to put that is like at a fill section when you're going into like at the end of an 8-bar loop going into the next 8 bars. Is usually like the easiest place to just like drop that vocal in, just to kind of finish a phrase. But yeah, that's really the main piece of feedback that I have. I'll go into my notes here. I love the intro chord sound that you got going on here. Feels almost like a retro video game. That kick is fat. Nice energy in the build. The low end is fat in the drop sections. Super solid groove. I like the little vocal layer that you have in there. It's kind of definitely keeping that kind of energy and momentum moving forward. Very nice pads. That vocal hook is fantastic. It just needs to be introduced sooner. And then I might cut more of the low end in this breakdown, only because when you get into the second drop, you kind of want to have this breakdown a little bit more muted, so that this drop becomes a lot more effective in contrast. So you can definitely still have some low end here. I wouldn't say cut it out completely. Like, don't just like remove the low end from here. Just you do a little bit, a slight of a low end cut, a low cut, a high pass, aka high pass or low cut. Just cut out a little bit more of the sub in this section, and then just open it back up for the drop. Yeah, super simple thing, but it'll be very, very effective from an overall arrangement standpoint. And speaking of that, the arrangement is fantastic. I think it's really easy to kind of follow along and listen to. Yeah, very short track, but very, just kind of just gets straight to it. I think, yeah, very solid tune. Good job, Zasher. This is definitely something I would probably play out too. Very thick bass house. Hell yeah. All right. Do we got 50 Mochi? I guess this is going to be our last one tonight. Yeah, this is the last submission. Because I don't think these guys showed up. Lyrics in the description. All right.
That's Shit, perso.
Nice. Yeah, super. Whoa. Autoplay. Yeah, super chill. Very, very chill vibes here. Both from the instrumentation, the drums, and the vocal. I really like the vocal layers too. You kind of had like the very, you got like a standard vocal layer, and then you have like this kind of pitched up vocal layer that's kind of adding in a nice additional tonality there. Excuse me. Very nice melody with the pads and the little lead synth in the background. Very nice sub. The vocal is very nice, although I think this track overall just needs a very solid mix down session because it's very vocal heavy. So the vocal is basically taking up almost the entirety of the mix. So much so that it's hard to hear the drums, like the snare and the hats. And it kind of overtakes the accompaniment, the keys and the pads and all that other stuff. So the vocal kind of just like takes up like this big chunk of space. And I think primarily all you need to really do is cut out more of the low ends on that vocal because it feels very low end heavy. And it doesn't necessarily need to be, because I think you want your low end to be kind of just be occupied with your sub and your kick, and then the vocal can sit in that mid range to top range. But it feels like you kind of have the vocal almost cut from the top instead of cut from the bottom. So I would do the opposite. I would actually cut the low end and leave the top end more open. Yeah, I think really what it needs is a cut on the low end. Let me see if I can bring up a project. I'll show you a little something I'm working on maybe. This is the last track of the night anyway, so I don't mind opening up a session here. Here's a fresh Ableton session. Let me go to something that's almost done. I probably have to do some mix down work on this one too anyways. It's loading. All right, it's kind of more of like a garagey, deep housey sort of vibe here. I'll just play a little bit of it.
Antics way too lit, so much action. Big bass in the dance all packed in. Can't even hear my thoughts right now. No, this night's gonna be a mad thing. Mad. Gonna be a mad. No.
Oh, sorry, I'm muted. So yeah, listening to it, I probably have to play around with a little bit of the reverb on my vocal. But just to give you an idea of what I was kind of talking about, I have a bunch of layers here on this vocal. This is from the man's Kane, KXNE.
Way too lit, way too...
That's with all of the processing on it. You can hear it has a fuck ton of reverb on it. I probably have to go back in on that. But what I was getting at, and I could probably just make this dry real quick.
Way too lit, way too...
Yeah.
Way too lit, way too active. Touchdown, you know it's a...
Very, very dry there. So what I'm kind of hearing in your track is that you see this little... Oh, you probably can't see it, huh? Here, let me move this over a little bit. Excusez-moi, excusez-moi, excusez-moi. Scooch over. All right, there. A little EQ guy there. Probably getting a little bit too much low end on your vocal. So this is probably opened up. And it sounds like your vocal is also a little muted, so we almost have a little bit too much of a high cut.
Way too lit, way too active.
So that's kind of, from what it sounds like, that's kind of what your vocal sounds like right now. It's a little bit too much low end here.
Way too lit, way too active. Touchdown, you know it's a...
So it almost feels like it's muted. So what I would do is basically the opposite. I would basically do more of a low cut. So cut more of the lows on here. And then open up the top end. So it can kind of breathe a little bit better.
Way too lit, way too active. Touchdown, you know it's a madness. Got...
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get my point across. Yeah. So yeah, I would just open up the top end more so we can kind of hear the vocal a little bit better, but also cut the low end as well. I think that'll definitely help. But yeah, overall, I think the mix down on your track definitely needs a little bit of balancing, because I'm also like I said, I'm not hearing a whole lot of the drum beat. The kick is definitely very audible, but the snare and the hats kind of feel like they're like dug deep underneath there, so they kind of need to be brought out more. But yeah, overall, I do like, again, I like the sound design, the instrumentation. Everything sounds fantastic. I think it just really needs a solid mix down session, and you know, your track will be a lot more dialed in. Hell yeah. That was the last one of the night. Thanks everybody who joined the stream tonight. Thanks for everybody who submitted tunes. I will be back again next Monday, same time, same place. Got some shows coming up. I'm gonna be at Miami Music Week also. Let me know if you guys are going. But yeah, follow me on the things. Go join the Discord if you would like to. Yeah, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday night and the rest of your week. I will see you guys next Monday. Have a good one. Peace.